Welcome to day 6 on Daily Updates. This is Daily Updates, building a $1 million a month business empire in public. These are my day-to-day ramblings, updates, chits and chats on this side of it. So today's date is the 6th of April 2025, Daily Update day 6. Rough breakdown for today, Q&A. If we had any comments, we'd be answering them. We don't have any comments because this is day 6 and we've got like 3 subs. So we have no comments, but if you have any questions, anything, drop it in the messages. Daily check-in in terms of what we've done today, what we've achieved, that type of thing, and a business debrief as well in terms of next steps for the business. So Q&A, we're obviously skipping, as we sort of mentioned on that side of it. Now, if I want to have a look at, obviously, is daily check-in. So in terms of our goals, how we're doing on that side of it. Now, I actually spent most of the day at a mastermind hosted by some friends of mine and things. Well, I say friends, acquaintances, well, not acquaintances. I've sort of met them a few times now on that side of it here in Dubai. Just going around a lot of mindset and visualization, really sort of, high network sort of people and things on that side of it. So don't want to sort of stammer there and things, but went through a lot in that mastermind and session and visualization, just sort of planning out the horizon for life, where it goes, where we're sort of leading and things on that side of it. And I've really taken a while this weekend, sort of leading off my video yesterday, sort of about deep work versus letting your mind run free and sort of wander and things on that side of it as it comes in. And I would say at the moment, like I said, there's been a lot more clarity now going into things forwards, like sort of in terms of direction of things to take it. So obviously we have that $1 million a month goal in mind on that side of it. And I mentioned a few different ways to get there. Obviously we've got the SMMA as a foundation. We had obviously, like I said, AI build out, etc. And then we had on the end of it the info or SaaS / personal brand and things. And during this mastermind today, we looked at, people were discussing a book. So it was with Ibrahim Turner, I think his last name is on that side of it. And we sort of went through a book, things like 2x versus 10x or something along those lines, and how it's easier sometimes to 10x than it is to 2x in terms of if you wanted to go a mile somewhere, you would walk. If you wanted to go 2 miles, you would drive. If you wanted to sort of go past that point, like 50 miles, like you take a train, plane, whatever it might be, right? But the thing is, driving 5 miles is quicker than it takes to walk 1 mile. So which is the exact same thing. If you're only trying to 2x, you know what it is. If you want to 2x your business, you do the same thing. It takes forever. There's no massive paradigm shift or massive change that really gets you there. Versus 10x thinking, you have to completely change everything from the ground up. And I really broke down, like for me, what do each of these businesses or opportunities sort of serve for us. And when I looked at a 10x version of our $1 million a month goal, 10 million, I thought, how would an info product fit into that? Could we realistically scale an info product to 10 million a month? I'm a big believer in you can do anything you set your mind to, but I just think leverage-wise, it wouldn't make sense. Same way as I would say for an SMMA, I wouldn't scale that to 10 million. I think you could do it. It would just be so much complexity, it just wouldn't be worth it. I don't think an info product is worth it. So I looked at an info product in terms of the overall scope of what I want to achieve and what I want to do, and what are the benefits of an info product. So the benefit is, it's an 85% margin business because it's just all info and things on that side of it. And if you have an audience, you can monetize that audience right away. That's it. That's all it serves. A cash flowing business, right? Even a higher cash flow and higher margin than an SMMA on that side of it. It really just funnels in. So then I looked at AI build out. It's the same thing. It's an 85% margin, maybe a little bit less, 80, 75% on that side of it. And it's a cash flow, right? And the thing is, if I compare both of these, if I look at the an info product, it's realistically probably going to take me 6 to 12 months to really get that off the ground. If I want something quality and something good to the level, I would want to do it. So that's building a personal brand for 6 to 12 months, building authority in the space, launching out the product to then possibly launch that to say 500k, right? So that's USD. So let's put it in USD, sorry, 500k on that side. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of steps to take. I don't have an audience to monetize. It's just, for me, it's not the best leverage vehicle, I don't think, right now, in terms of the final outcome. If I just want a thick cash flow business to flow through, my much better shot is going to be AI build out, because it's a similar margin and I can get that going within a month. So the 6 to 12 months it would take for me to then begin earning 500k, I can start to earn 250 or even 100 month 1 and have 12 months runway to earn that. So I think for me, that's a much higher leverage vehicle. So I'm still going to produce the content and the personal branding and things and release that, because I think there's a lot of leverage to be got from that side of it. But I don't think I'm going to go heavy into building out the agency systems and things and releasing that as a core product to push, because it doesn't really align with what I want to do. If I look at, really break it down, why would I want to do that? There's two things. One, cash flow, and two would sort of be, I guess an ego play would play into it really, sort of in terms of, you know, you've helped a lot of people, which is fulfilling on that side, but because you do help those, you have a lot of trust, authority, respect in the space itself, and people know of you, right? Which is fine. I'll miss out on that, but hopefully, as if with a personal brand, I'm still able to help a lot of people, and it'll get me out there, help with networking and help with events. So the main play then really for me at the minute is deciding on what we're going to go all in on. And I think genuinely it's going to be the SMMA, launching the AI growth infrastructure build out. We can sell between 5 to 15K and really broaden our horizons, get that same margin with a much quicker time horizon, and then still build the personal brand, still release it and things. But then when it's ready, pivot straight into SaaS. So rather than going info SaaS, we'll just go straight to SaaS and get that going alongside, because it's a tool I want to develop that will help us massively internally. So we'll probably develop it internally and then release it as well, because it makes sense, right? So I'd encourage anyone to sort of do the same thinking, right? So look at your business now. Say you're making, you know, I don't know, 50K a month. You know, a simple goal would be, let's 2x it. Let's get to 100K. You know, fine. To do that, to get to 100K. And to do that, everyone knows what sort of plan is. You would go in and you would have to say, right, okay, you know, I need to, you know, do more outreach. I need to do sales calls, etc. on that side. Whereas if you looked at it instead and said, right, rather than me trying to 2x this, how do I 10x this and go to 500K? Realistically, to get there in that same time horizon, it would get to 100. Everything would need to change. You probably need to revamp your systems, revamp how you're doing things from the ground up, and find a new angle to go at it. So I would encourage doing that, and then looking how things factor into that overall thing and see if it's great, rather than jumping on something and rowing for the next fucking 6 months and figuring out you get to the end and you didn't want to be there. Is just do this simple exercise. Go down, look at your business, say, right, if I had to 2x, what do I have to do? Light work. If I had to 10x, it might not even be 10x, it could be 20x, 50x. Just something that was, so you think, fuck, that's super hard to reach. And I say, what would need to change in my business or my life to reach that exact point itself? And like I said, for us, it was viewing it. Really, I said that made me think. I said, hey, we get the info probably to a million, right? It doesn't necessarily mean I want 10 million a month, but if we aim for 10 million and we fall short, we're going to much more likely to hit that $1 million a month goal a lot quicker. Because I have no doubt in our mind we will hit that goal. Easy peasy. Maybe not, but we'll get there and we'll hit it because we're speaking that into existence. But to hit that 10 million goal, if we're pushing for that, we should get to the million 10 times faster and pivot everything. Like I said, otherwise, if I was looking at that and didn't really break this down, I would have said I spent 6-12 months building this product out, getting to 500 and thinking, right, well, it's taken me 12 months to get there. Well, I can realistically probably get there a lot quicker if we go down the AI growth infrastructure build out. So yeah, like I said, I encourage you on that side of it. If you're wanting to, like, the secret to fucking explosive growth is fucking setting a goal that scares you and then figuring out how you align things and how you get there. And that's our role really, is to fucking figure that out, figure out how we get there and really push forward on that side. But that's our big takeaway from today, guys. Going into next week, my main game plan is going to be hiring, pick up the speed, hiring fucking A players, getting them in there as quick as possible to remove myself again. That's still the goal. Remove myself, give myself more time to think. That's where the highest leverage actions come from. And yeah, like I said, really sort of going down this route now in that $1 million a month route as if we're going for 10 million, right? How do we get the SMMA to 10 million? How do we get the AI infrastructure to 10 million? How do we get SaaS to 10 million? And even looking at that SaaS, like making sure that the addressable market makes sense. You know, if I'm trying to sell to a $20 product, for argument, it's not the price point I probably got is 500, 1,000, but if I was selling a $20 product, 10x my guide, we think, fuck, this is a waste of time. Let's set the goal at $500 product. Now, even if we don't get to a 10 million, it's a lot easier to get to a million because we've just fucking 5x the price that we're charging because we have to find a way to get to that higher goal. So yeah, that's what I had today. Obviously, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Whoever's fucking watching this, put them down there. If not, this is a diary log to myself when we fucking hit $1 million a month.